Hey guys, welcome back to Hollywood's Hero. I'm your host Corey Robinson, and today we'll be reviewing the new 2025 film Tron Ares. So Tron Ares is a reboot, sequel, whatever you want to call it, to the 2017 film, I think, Tron Legacy, with Olivia Wilde. Tron Ares takes place in modern day in 2025. We see a whole new batch of characters. It is kind of a sequel. They do kind of build upon the story points that happen in Tron Legacy, but you kind of get briefly touched upon in the opening crawl sequence. So they kind of say, yeah, this is the same world, but we're not really focusing on that. This story kind of focuses on Evan Peters' evil CEO character versus Encom, and a lot of it's dealing with AI and the modern world in which Tron now has to exist. Um, let's get to the point. Is it the best Tron movie? Maybe. It's definitely the most visually stunning Tron movie. It's absolutely gorgeous. The action sequences are top tier, really, really good. The visuals are incredible. The soundtrack by Nine Inch Nails is really, really good. The story is fine. Like, you're never gonna be like, "Wow, this is an Oscar story," or "I'm on the edge of my seat." But you enjoy where the story goes. I think it's like empty calories, you know. Like if you're going to see a summer action movie, whether it's like a Fast and the Furious or just a mindless action movie, like you know what you're getting into. So this kind of falls into that camp. With that being said, I was pleasantly surprised. I liked it. I thought Jared Leto's character was cool. His motives were interesting. I would have liked to see them, maybe go into more of the world building of Tron and into the grid and more of the nuances of how the grid works and go a little bit deeper into that world. They focus a little bit more on the real world, which is fine. But like I said, when you tell me they're making a Tron movie, I'd like to go deeper into that. Like we see some new vehicles and stuff in the Tron world, and we see kind of glimpses into old parts of Tron that we've seen in other movies. But I'd really wish they would have gone deeper and maybe a bit more lore building, if you will. With that being said, I think they kind of set that up for the next movie. And yes, believe it or not, Disney sets this up to be, I believe the start of a trilogy or a whole set of movies. Um, and I have to say, I'm interested to see where it goes. The negatives for me is that the story was just fine. Like, you were never enthralled or like what left wondering, where the story was going to take place next. Which, when you're seeing one of these movies, like you don't really need that. This doesn't need to be an Oscar indie film that the story blows you away. It's just not that, which is fine. Um, Jared Leto was cool. The Jodie Turner Smith was really good as the villain. Evan Peters was very good as the villain. I like the antagonist. Like I said, I like the action, and I like to see where the story goes next. I think that's the most important thing coming out of this is that after watching the movie, I'd love to see another entry with these characters and maybe not to spoil anything, but see where they go with the story points that the other movies have gone, and see the worlds interact a little bit and see how that what that would look like, and the meeting of familiar faces and maybe seeing where they go next with that. So with that being said, here's the review time, the score time, excuse me. I'm gonna give it a 3.7 out of 5. Like I said, it's empty calories. Enjoyable, yeah. Action's great. Cinematography is beautiful. The soundtrack is wonderful, but empty calories. There's not much of a story. Not really much any character development outside of Jared Leto's Ares character. The main story point of why these characters are doing the MacGuffin of the film, you don't really care about. With that being said, it was good to look at. It was fun. It was a good time at the movies, and it was enjoyable. So, did you see Tron Ares yet? If you did, let me know what you thought. Make sure you comment and like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.